Liverpool are one win away from that Premier League title. And who do they play next? Tottenham will be travelling to Anfield for their next Premier League game. And who knows, if Arsenal do not beat Crystal Palace, they will be Premier League champions anyway. The best team in the Premier League this season by a country mile made the League Cup final, made the Champions League last 16 in a very, very, very strong position going into the summer market. Darwin Núñez will be leaving, and a familiar face to all Liverpool fans today, a one that probably will be in Real Madrid colours come the summer, comes off of the bench today and scores the winner in what was such a one-sided display. 28 shots, 10 on target. You know, the possession stats 58-42, complete domination from Liverpool, and they are very, very close to being Premier League champions. Make sure you go down, drop a like on the video if you haven't already. Let me know your thoughts. Make sure you go down as well and hit that subscribe button. We are absolutely steamrolling our way towards 52,000 subscribers. We're about 750 away, which is absolutely insane. But we need to talk about Liverpool today. Konate, for me, was an absolute joke. Konate, for me, right now in this Premier League season, other than Saliba and Van Dijk, he's probably been the best centre-back out there. Some people might say Gabriel, and there's an argument, but Konate is so, so good. This was the Liverpool team. Tsimikas come in for Robertson. I think that's Liverpool's best attacking lineup. I'm a big fan of Cody Gakpo. I think he's one of the best left wingers in the Premier League. Obviously, McAllister and Gravenberch picked themselves. Bradley come in. Trent on the bench. Van Dijk and Konate and Alisson. And then you look at that bench in terms of Liverpool players. Jones, Elliott, Jota, Trent, Endo, Núñez. In terms of outgoings, just quickly, I think Núñez is already gone. I think Kelleher probably will go as well. They are bringing in Georgi Mamardashvili, the current Valencia goalkeeper. So Kelleher, Núñez. I think Robertson will probably be his last season that he's a first-team player. They might bring in Milos Kerkez from Bournemouth. Harvey Elliott could go. Jota could go. Obviously, Trent, most likely Madrid-bound. The only real player out of that team that probably will be there next season, Curtis Jones. Maybe Quansah stays, and obviously Robertson will stay. But in terms of that actual Liverpool lineup, that's going to change a lot next year. Probably have a new striker coming in. Probably have Milos Kerkez at left back. Obviously, Van Dijk signed a new contract. Salah signed a new contract. Bradley will be there. Be interesting to see what they do with the right back situation. They are actually heavily linked to Pedro Porro. Funny enough, me and Tom Little from the Football Terrace always have a joke about. I think he'd be a great signing for them because I don't think defensively he's as strong as we've got other options. I think Jed Spence is a better actual defender, and I think the way that Porro plays could be a good addition to Liverpool. Liverpool absolutely dominated that first half in terms of ball possession, in terms of chances. Hermansen made a decent save from Gakpo. Salah had a volley that went wide. They were really, it was essentially delaying the inevitable. Liverpool were so superior. Leicester are pretty much holding Liverpool, how they weren't a goal in front. It was very, very unlikely Leicester were going to do anything. The inevitable was to come that Liverpool would go and get that goal. On another day, they win that 3-4-0. Let's just be brutally honest, they do. A couple of good saves in the first 20 minutes. Bradley put in a decent cross, which Diaz put wide. And then fair play to Arne Slot, what he's done all season, makes his subs around the hour mark. Brought on Jota for Gakpo. Obviously Bradley was booked in the second half. Brought on Elliott for Szoboszlai. Brought on Trent for Bradley. And, Liverpool's returning hero, strikes to break Leicester's hearts, They survived and they survived. They survived and they survived. Trent pops up on the left-hand side from the box, hammers a deflected strike home, and into the back of the net before jumping off his shirt, running to the Liverpool end, and it was kind of like when Trent you knew he would do something. The next couple of games, he's back, he's fit, comes on, scores the goal, and it's like, love him or hate him, Liverpool fans, that's a massive goal in the title race. That puts Liverpool, 14 points, 13 points clear. If they win against Tottenham, which, let's just be brutally honest, they will beat us next weekend, they will be Premier League champions after game week 34. They'd be on 82 points. If you add the other 12 points that they could get, Liverpool could end this season on 94 points, which is absolutely ridiculous. They've been phenomenal. 2 defeats, 7 draws, and 24 wins. 75 goals, 31 against, 44 goal difference. They've been the best team in the Premier League by an absolute country mile. They deserve this. Getting into the summer and what they do throughout their summer in terms of ingoings and outgoings will be very, very interesting. And the remaining fixtures they've got, like I said, they play Spurs. They've got Chelsea away, which is a massive game in terms of their top 4 chances. Pedro Neto saved them today. Then they travel. Then they've got us. Then they travel to Stamford Bridge. Then they play Arsenal, which they'll have to give them a guard of honour. And then they've got Brighton. And then last game of the season, 25th of May, they will play Crystal Palace. And that will be it. They will be crowned Premier League champions. And do you know what? It's deserved. What Arne Slot has done in his first season has been absolutely remarkable. Some people might say, it's a disappointing season overall for Liverpool in terms of what they could have done. They could have won the League Cup. They lost to Newcastle. They could have gone further in the Champions League. I think Arne Slot coming in and winning the Premier League title in his opening season is absolutely remarkable. And you saw Liverpool's qualities today. They absolutely battered Leicester. They absolutely battered them. The scoreline might not suggest that, but when you look at stats, 28 shots to 5, 10 shots on target to 0, 59% possession, 503 passes, 86% pass accuracy, a couple of yellow cards, but one of those was ripping his shirt off Trent, 13 corners to 1. That's just insane. You look at their recent results as well. Liverpool, they have, let's just be honest, they've deserved it. They beat, fair enough, they lost to Fulham, but they beat Everton, they beat West Ham, they beat Liverpool, they beat Southampton, they beat Newcastle in the league, City in the league, drew with Villa. They've been absolutely flawless, other than one freak defeat against Forest earlier in the season and a poor result against Fulham. They've been absolutely flawless other than that. And, if Arne Slot, what's going to be interesting to see is this Darwin Núñez-Diaz situation. Who's coming, who's staying. It looks like Darwin Núñez probably will be leaving. Alexander Isak is one of the guys that they've been, heavily linked with. If they can go out and bring him in, and you look at the longer term plan for Hughes and I can't remember the other guy's name is. You run the director of football for Liverpool. The longer term plan at this football club will obviously be sustained success. And they have got a big, build there in terms of they've got to rebuild that front line. Cody Gakpo is a solid player and Salah, but everyone else, Jota's injuries, lost a yard of pace. Darwin Núñez, so bad in front of goal. Diaz is linked to a move away. Then you got Harvey Elliott. Is he coming or going? And what's a very underrated thing is that Jurgen Klopp essentially rebuilt that entire Liverpool midfield. Signing Endo, Szoboszlai, obviously McAllister and Gravenberch. If he didn't do that, I don't think that Liverpool would be in the position they are right now to win league titles. They're absolutely phenomenal side. Other than, fair play to Newcastle, they deserve to win that cup. Newcastle absolutely deserved it. But on another day, Liverpool would be walking away with 2 trophies this season. If Arsenal get knocked out by PSG, the heat will be on them. What Liverpool have done this season has been absolutely remarkable. They've been So good. They deserve it. Like I said, bring a couple of forwards in, bring a defender in, a left back, and they're ready to go again next season. Make sure you go down and drop a like. Make sure you do hit that subscribe button. And I'm out.